Today has been a frustrating day for a certain little man. Not me, by the way. Um, we've we've been kind of forced into art projects. We've not been able to go outside yet. We're hoping that comes this afternoon. So I thought while we waited for some paint to dry from one of our art projects, we might read together Grumpy Monkey by Suzanne Lang, illustrated by Max Lang. Can you turn the page? One wonderful day, Jim Pansy woke to discover that nothing was right. Can you empathize with him, Henry? The sun was too bright, the sky was too blue, the bananas were too sweet. Jim was confused. What's going on? Maybe you're grumpy, suggested Norman from next door. I'm not grumpy, Jim insisted. There's Norman and Jim. On his walk, he met Marabou. Jim's grumpy, Norman said, told Marabou. Why are you grumpy, Jim? Asked Marabou. It's such a wonderful day. Grumpy? Me? I'm not grumpy, said Jim. But look how you're standing, Marabou said. It's true, said Norman. You're all hunched. So Jim loosened up because he's not grumpy. Then he ran into Lemur. Jim's grumpy, Norman told Lemur. Why are you grumpy, Jim? Asked Lemur. It's such a wonderful day. Grumpy? Me? I'm not grumpy, said Jim. Your eyebrows look grumpy, said Lemur. It's true, said Norman. They're all bunched up. So Jim raised his eyebrows because Jim wasn't grumpy. Then he tripped over Snake. Oh no, said Norman. That's the last thing you need when you're feeling so grumpy. Grumpy me? I'm not grumpy, said Jim. Then why that frown? Said Snake. I think it's because he tripped over you, Norman whispered to Snake. So Jim put on a smile. You see, Jim? He's not hunched, he's not bunched, and he's even smiling because he's not grumpy, he says. Finally, Jim looked happy. You see how happy Jim looks? But he didn't feel happy inside. Can you turn the page? Everyone wanted Jim to enjoy this wonderful day. You should sing with us, said the birds. Jim didn't feel like singing. You should swing with us, said the monkeys. Jim did not feel like swinging. You should roll with us, said the zebras. Jim didn't feel like rolling. You should stroll with us, said the peacocks. Jim did not feel like strolling. You should lie in the grass. You should stump your feet. See, the lions and the elephants have some ideas too. I know, look at the back of the book. That's so exciting. The other animals said, you should take a bath. You should make a splash. You should hug someone. You should laugh. You should take a nap. You should eat old meat. Gross. Okay. Or some honey. You should jump up and down. You should sit in the sun. You should dance. So many good ideas. But Jim didn't feel like doing any of that. Why are you grumpy, Jim? Asked the others. It's such a wonderful day. I'm not grumpy, shouted Jim as he beat his chest. Can you turn the page? And he stormed off. Look at Jim go. Jim felt sorry. A little sorry for shouting at everyone, but mostly sorry for himself. I guess I'm grumpy, Jim sighed. And just as he was starting to feel really sad. Is that a turtle? Look, here's Jem sitting next to the water, feeling very sad for himself. Or about to feel very sad, I should say. But just as he was starting to feel really sad, he came upon Norman. Norman was slumped. His eyebrows were bunched up, and he was frowning. That sounds familiar, doesn't it? What's the matter? Are you grumpy? Asked Jem. No, I danced with a porcupine, said Norman. He has quills in his behind. I know, look at all the bandages. Are you okay? Asked Jem. It hurts, but I'll probably feel better soon enough, said Norman. Are you still grumpy? Yes, said Jem, but I'll probably feel better soon enough, too. For now, I just need to be grumpy. It's a wonderful day to be grumpy, said Norman. Jem agreed. Oh, here. And he already felt a little bit better. See how Jem and Norman are sitting there as friends? Sometimes we just have to be grumpy, don't we? Is it okay to be grumpy sometimes? I hope that if you're having a grumpy day, you can find some space to be grumpy. And you'll probably feel better soon.